Are you a motherless daughter? What if we told you we have 20 years worth of truth treasures, pearls of wisdom, and diamonds of hope to help you with your mother loss? We do, and we share all things mother loss on Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, a podcast by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Give yourself self-care and listen as we discuss grief, regret, anger, redemption, closure, and so much more.
Welcome to episode number 45 and the next in our series, The Best of Our First Year. I am your host, Gladys Bell, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your day. The original podcast is part of a series that focuses on the significance of your stage of development when you experience mother loss. Let's listen in as Mary Ellen Collins, our founder and executive director, unpacks mother loss in the 20s.
Mother loss in the 20s. The 20s is the most overlooked and misunderstood motherless daughter. In your 20s, it's all about being on your own. Freedom. You have graduated and you are out on your own, but you still need to see home. But where is it? What we've done so far is introduced you to part one, which was age and stage of emotional development, the age of loss and the stage of emotional development. And that sets the foundation for everything for the age of loss. Today we're going to be talking about mother loss in the 20s. And if you were in your 20s, what I often hear, which is a common theme among women who've experienced mother loss in their 20s, a quote, "I felt like a ship set adrift without a way to steer, and I could not see land." So no centering kind of thing. It's a common theme that goes along with the 20s. Women who experience mother loss at this age are often the most overlooked and the most understood. We think they're out on their own, they're out of college, they've got their first job, they may have moved away from home, but this is really the most really misunderstood group, because when you have experienced mother loss in your 20s, society views you as an adult. But remember that most of you are still going through that part of the individuation process, trying to figure out who you really are. Many times that you're starting careers, you just finished college, you may be getting yourself started in the adult world, but when this is interrupted by the loss of a mother, your ship gets mayday calls and be capsized by waves of grief washing over you. It just absolutely sets your boat adrift. While it's important that you're creating and separating, you still have to have that secure base that you can look and see. It's almost like you have to be able to look at the shore and say, yes, I still can see that shore. I can get there if I need to. Being able to touch base just with the nurturing support of a mother is critical. And see, the 20s woman may not stay long at her home base, which was where mother was, but she just needs to touch it, just be able to continue on her journey. And this slight touch when you have a mother gives you the courage to continue. So when you've lost a mother in your 20s, it is like your ship is set adrift, and it just rides those waves of grief. There's no home base, and the loss takes that away. The 20s women reacts maybe to hunker down, and they may have to hold on. They're going to be tossed and turned. They may become emotionally paralyzed. You got to remember that your world is turned upside down. Even when there's a brief reprieve, she still cannot see land. It's gone. There's no safe harbor for you. So sometimes you'll see that women in their 20s who've experienced mother loss will abandon their hopes and dreams to take care of things that mother had done before.
We're going to take a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll continue our chat about motherless daughters.
You are not alone. In fact, Motherless Daughters Ministry has nearly 10,000 women from all over the globe who are ready to support you. Where can you find these women? On our Facebook page at Motherless Daughters Ministry. There you will find blog posts, videos, and nurturing conversations. Just type Motherless Daughters Ministry in the Facebook search bar. We can't wait for you to visit.
A couple stories I want to share with you. One woman, her name was Susan. She was in her last semester of college when she witnessed her mother's final breath. She had not known how serious her mother's cancer was. The truth had been hidden from her. She returned to college. She put on a mask to hide her grief. She finished college, but had to put her dreams on hold to help her father with a family business. And today, this woman is still searching for her identity and where she fits into the world. Another woman who struggled with an ill mother as she was growing up. But her worst nightmare happened to her when she was approaching her upcoming marriage. Her mother died 2 weeks before her wedding. Today, this woman still wrestles with mixed feelings related to her mother loss. She told me that my mother died 2 weeks before my wedding. This was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. No one talked to me about her death. It was as if it was never part of any of the planning. I had to decide whether to cry or smile. If mother loss comes on the tide of difficult relationships and separation, guilt takes over. The 20s woman is really left out of a relationship that is really, she thinks it's her fault. As an adult, she can often have a range of emotion from guilt to rage. One woman told me, she said that we were just starting to get along. I was a difficult teenager, and now she's gone. I have lost my chance to make amends. My guilt is huge. Another woman on the other extreme commented, I am so angry. When my mother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, it was too late. She was stage 4. She did not take care of herself. Wasn't I worth it? Then I had to take on doing the things that she had done and taking care of all my siblings. I have so much to know who is going to be there to answer my questions. I have an overwhelming fear about who's going to help me figure things out. One woman I also knew that she really grieves that loss. She had lost her mother in her 20s, and her mother was supposed to walk her down the aisle at her wedding, and that didn't happen. So whenever she talks about that, she cries, and it's been quite a few years, over 30 years. My prayer for you today is for you to know you can find peace. You can be centered and know that you are not alone. If you've experienced mother loss in your 20s, do you relate to any of these examples? Share your stories. How does this play out in your adult life?
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go oyster diving. Mother loss is not easy at any stage of development. Whether the relationship is healthy or not, mother loss is a difficult journey. As a 20-year-old, you are ready to spread your wings. Think about the 20s and all of the excitement of what is to come. Maybe new jobs, new careers, new relationships, and living life to the fullest. Feeling and experiencing your independence is exciting and energizing. Having a safe harbor within reach gives you confidence as you venture out on your own. The slap in the face of mother loss, expected or not, throws a wrench in your expectations for the future. Not only is there grief over the current loss, but there is also grief over the loss of what would have been a new adult relationship you would have had the opportunity to establish with your mother. The question remains, what do I do with this grief? Whether it is sooner or later, you must work through the grief. It doesn't matter how long it's been. Allow yourself the space to grieve the loss. Acknowledge those who care about you and allow them to support you. Your support system is what makes the difference in the grief process. The Motherless Daughters Ministry is here to help. We will walk with you. We will listen to you. We will hold you as you travel this journey. We've been where you are. We are only a click, phone call, or an email away. There are lots of resources on our website, YouTube channel, and podcast to support you on this journey. With more than 10,000 women on our Facebook page who understand what you are experiencing. Remember, you are not alone.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Motherless Daughters Ministry. This podcast, Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, was created for you. We really mean that. And it means so much that you are listening today. We want to have you back with us again and again, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
This podcast is what we call evergreen material. It is foundation information that will always be relevant. It is part of the series, The Ages and Stages of Loss. You can find the entire series on most major podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart, Pandora, Amazon Music, and Audible. Since the original publication, we have increased our offerings and added new ways to connect with us. 2023 will bring even more support and resources. You have a standing invitation to become part of our supportive community and explore our website at www.motherlessdaughtersministry.com. And always remember, you are not alone.